Hello there and welcome once again to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett, the Mayor of Oklahoma City, and this is our program for March of 2017. And with us is Dwight Lawson. He's the CEO of the Oklahoma City Zoo, and he had record attendance this year in 2016. Welcome back.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
And you've been over 1 million, you were telling me, for the last 3 years, but this is the highest total ever.
This is the highest attendance total in the zoo's 115 years, and yeah, we've topped 1 million people for the last 3 years now, so sky's the limit.
You guys are really good, I think, at continually improving the zoo. I think it would be really easy to sit on your laurels and say, well, we had a good zoo this year, let's just do everything again. But you guys continually introduce new things.
That's right. Well, we're fortunate to be in a position where we can really plan ahead and develop the zoo, and we've got our latest, just about to break ground on our latest expansion, another 6.5 acres for new habitats for rhinos and some of the favorite species at the zoo, rhinos, red pandas, Komodo dragons, and some extra space for elephants.
What part of the zoo will the new construction take place?
It's out near the current elephant habitat, so it's kind of that unused hillside. It'll go up there. All these new animal habitats will circulate around a new restaurant facility since that's so far out. So we'll have a 2-story, 400-seat air-conditioned restaurant overlooking these great new habitats and a splash fountain for the kids. We're really excited to have it come on.
Well, that is fantastic. Now, let's talk about something else you've got. And I would say it's new, but I mean, actually, these are coming back. And what do you call these?
Mold-a-matics.
Mold-a-matics. Now, if you're as old as me, you might remember an earlier time period in your life when mold-a-matics were the rage at the Oklahoma City Zoo. We're estimating it might have been a quarter at one time, but now they're $3.
It's $3 each.
But you get to watch them being made, and you may have thought, you know, this might be popular, but it is.
The response has been fantastic. We just brought these machines back.
Sometimes it's the simplest things. Here's the green bear.
Well, and the thing is, if you have any experience with it or you grew up at the zoo, you did this at one point. They've been gone for about 10 years now. We actually brought one. The thing everybody talks about is the smell, because it makes them right in front of you with the wax and the mold, and they come out hot, and everybody. So we'll let you try that if you open it and see if that brings back any flashbacks.
Why, it's the blue hippo. And made this morning. Yeah,
Works.
That is a powerful smell, but I do remember it, yeah. And so where are these available?
They're kind of throughout the zoo. We're going to move them around a little bit and change it up, so people have to kind of come look for it and collect all 5 of them. We'll probably put some new molds out later in the year, but we currently have 5 of these guys hidden around.
Well, let's talk more about the event coming up in early March when you're going to launch the program.
The book program?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a great new partnership with the Metropolitan Library System. So in collaboration with the zoo, we put together a new children's book, Our Day at the Zoo, which is about kids coming out, experiencing the zoo. That'll be in all the 19 metro library locations, and the nice thing about it, when you check it out, take it home, read it, enjoy it. When you bring it back, the receipt from returning that gets you free admission for 4 to the zoo. So it's a great way to promote literacy, education, and some great family time together.
And where do you purchase these?
You don't purchase them. Just go to any metro library location. If you've got a library card, you can check it out.
I see. So you check it out, and then if you take it to the zoo, they'll allow you.
All you got to do is you check it out, and when you return it to the library, your little receipt that you check the book out is good for 4 admissions.
I should listen more carefully easily. Okay, so you check it out at the zoo. You take it, check it out at the library. You take it back, and they'll give you a receipt.
Yep.
That receipt will get you and 3 others into the Oklahoma City Zoo.
That's right.
Whew, got it. And the woman that wrote this, Kristen Williamson, is she a local person?
I think so. She's the library system put that together for us.
That's terrific. And so it's nice to see a partnership between different aspects of the city. Coming out this spring, are we anticipating any newborns to be coming into the zoo population?
There's always babies. As warm as it's been all winter and last fall, we actually had a couple over the winter, baby ocelot and wild dogs and things like that. So we'll see kind of what's lingering for the spring. But we do have kind of not the animal side, but obviously the plant side. We've got another flashback to the past. We planted 105,000 tulip and hyacinth bulbs last fall. So we're actually preparing for the biggest tulip festival in the state.
My goodness, and where will those take place?
There are a couple of signature plantings around the zoo, so we'll have different photo opportunities, different places to come out and and experience a big floral display. With the weather, again, as warm as it's been, we were thinking April, but maybe March now.
I see. So you'll be watching anxiously as the bulbs come
A couple
out.
of them are coming up right now.
That seems like an awful lot amount. And you say that's the record. I would have thought it was 10 times the record. Or is there really others that come out with that?
I don't think there's anything close to that. So,
Well, that sounds like fun. Something to look forward to this spring. Give us the hours of the zoo and the
9 to 5 every day.
amount that it costs to get in.
Right now, general admission is $8, but we've got a couple of kind of all-in passes, so you can do all the different attractions and animal feedings and things like that.
Well, you guys have got a lot going on. Let's go over it all one more time. You got the book, The Our Day at the Zoo. Check this out at the library. Turn it in. Take your receipt back out there. They'll let you and your friends in for free. Then you've got the Sanctuary Asia, which is going to be open in 2018, but a groundbreaking coming up. And then you have the blooms that are taking place, and over 100,000. We'll see if they all come out, but 100,000 have been planted, that we know. And the Mold-a-matics are back at the zoo. Blue elephants, brown gorillas, red giraffes, silver elephants, and green bears. You can't beat that. Dwight, thanks for all the work you and your staff do at the zoo.
Thanks so much.
Great place to take you and your family, your grandchildren this spring, the Oklahoma City Zoo, and we'll see if we can't break another attendance record in 2017. We're going to have more on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Psst, down here. That dog has a thirsty look in his eye. Did you know that it's really not that hard to save water? Excuse me, spraying me on the streets like putting me down the drain. In the heat of the day, I disappear before I can help. So, water after bedtime? Hey, we're in a drought, which means I'm kind of a big deal. So save me. Really? Save me!
Hi guys, I'm Enes Kanter from Oklahoma City Thunder. We're here today in animal shelter. When I was a kid in Turkey, I have a lot of, I had cats, I have a lot of birds and fish, but I never, had a dog before. Now I'm like thinking about adopting an animal. Please get involved with OKC Animal Welfare and get involved and adopt and volunteer like I am.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. Carrie Bloomert is our guest in this segment. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Carrie works for the City County Board of Health, and she's got a special project, and if you haven't attended one of these events, you owe it to yourself to do that, and it's called Open Streets. Now, Open Streets might sound like, they've opened up and people are falling inside and it's a big calamity. But in actuality, it's a lot of fun. It's really just kind of a street festival.
Yes.
And so we go into places in that inner ring of the inner city, not quite downtown, but not quite in the suburbs yet. And we try to kind of reinvigorate life and get people out and getting to see each other and create some life. We've done some on the south side of the city, some on the north side, and the one you've got coming up on Sunday, April 2nd, is going to be on the north side of the city. So tell me about that.
Correct. So we will be on Northwest 23rd Street in the Uptown District. From 23rd will be closed down from Western to Robinson, which is about a mile. And then we will also shut down Walker from 23rd all the way up to the Paseo Arts District.
My goodness. So you're going to shut down 23rd for that mile and a little more, and then go up and down Walker?
Correct.
Okay.
Up to the Paseo District.
Now, if someone comes, what will they see? What will they do?
So we provide, along the route, we provide a bunch of different physical activities. So part of the goal is to get people engaged in the community, like you said, reinvigorate the community, but also to provide physical activity for people. Biking, walking, you can bring your dogs, you can bring your strollers. Last year we had about 70 different physical activities that you could walk up and down the route and try.
Well, it's interesting that you talked about the phiscal aspect, because I think a person's first thought was that this might be, like a festival where they go down and, maybe buy some art or get something to eat that's maybe not so healthy for them. And why is the health department involved in all this? But the answer is this is really an opportunity for physical fitness, and realizing that you just can't stay inside or get in your car and drive somewhere. You need to get out. You need to walk. You need to get out in the as you said, get the baby carriage out and start pushing the baby and and others up and down the street. Get your kids walking, get people outside and communicating for all the right reasons.
Yeah, and up and down the route, the only thing we have for sale is we will have food trucks that you can purchase food from the food trucks, but all the activities are for free.
And give me an example of some activities.
We have a giant jump rope where 5 or 6 people can jump rope at a time. The energy soccer team.
So if one person can't jump rope, it screws it up for everybody else. That's why I wouldn't be a good participant.
The energy soccer team comes and does soccer drills. The Boathouse Foundation comes and brings their rowing machines. American Heart Association is there. Red Coyote. In the past, we've had CrossFit boxes, is what they're called, come and do demos and little competitions. So we try to get a lot of different types of health and wellness and physical activities.
And if someone's listening and they say, wow, I bet hundreds of people show up at that, it's a little bit bigger than that, isn't it?
A little bit. Last year, we estimated between 35 and 40,000 people came. So it's grown much faster than we anticipated. Our first year in 2014, we were hoping a couple thousand would show up, and we had about 20,000, and it's grown every year.
That's amazing.
So that's why we extended the route to include Paseo, because the streets it was too crowded.
And what other organizations do you work with to pull something like this off? It must be, not just you guys.
We have a steering committee who helps us plan probably 6 months starting before the event. Neighborhood Alliance helps us quite a bit. The city of Oklahoma City helps us. Prodigal, they manage the energy soccer team. They help us quite a bit. TSET, Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust, helps us. We've partnered up with Norman, and we're helping them do open streets in Norman, so they will be the weekend after hours. So the steering team is very vital to what we do.
And so what ages would you say are appropriate for this?
All ages. I've seen people bring babies, 3-month-old babies, and I've seen people come who are 70, 80, 85, 90. So.
And, one of the big obstacles that people coming, sort of into their cities, they think, well, where will I park? I don't know where I'll go. What do I do when I get down there? If they're coming in from far out in the suburbs and they haven't been down on 23rd Street a whole lot, what would you recommend?
They can park at American Fidelity, the old American Fidelity building at 23rd and I believe Classen. We will also have parking at the Capitol, the state Capitol, and we will have a shuttle that will run people from the Capitol to the event. You can also park on side streets and walk. If you're able to walk, we encourage you to park and walk, but we understand that some people can't do that, so we will have a shuttle from the Capitol.
What time of day should people start showing up?
So the event is noon to 4 on April 2nd. People can show up right at noon if they want, or they can show up at 2 or 3 or 3:30.
And I'm guessing comfortable shoes would be a recommendation.
If you walk the whole route, it's about 1.5 miles. So.
Is that back and forth?
All the way down 23rd, and then if you walk back up and go up Walker to the Paseo, it's a little over 1.5 miles.
My goodness, so you will get some exercise.
Yes.
All right, let me give everybody the date. It is Sunday, April 2nd, noon until 4.
Correct.
All ages are welcome. It's on 23rd Street, just to the east of Western. That sounds confusing, but it's really not. Western, and then head east, and you can go down on Walker as well. But it's a wonderful opportunity to see your city, see people that you may not have ever had an opportunity to talk to before. And there'll be a lot of healthy, fun opportunities to be active. Hopefully the weather's good.
Cross your fingers.
All right,
We've had good weather every year.
And so if you're at home and you're not coming, at least cross your fingers for the rest of us.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Carrie.
Thank you.
Carrie Bloomert of the Oklahoma County Board of Health, such a great partnership with the city of Oklahoma City. We wish them the best on Sunday, April 2nd. Hope to see you there. We'll be right back with more on the Mayor's Magazine.
At Embark, we're not just stops on a map or collection of random people. We are a community connected.
Since I usually don't get off till around 11, having this late night route is really a stress reliever for me.
Our choices on where to live, work, learn, meet, and play grow with the connections we create. And with strong connections come economic opportunities and vibrant communities. Where public transit goes, community grows. Plan your journey at embarkok.com.
If one word could describe auto bill pay from Oklahoma City Utilities Customer Service Division, it would be Simple-o-matic. Because auto bill pay makes it simple to schedule automatic payments for your utility bill. And that's simply Simple-o-matic. Go to okc.gov and click Online Payments to schedule payments from your bank account. And boom, your bill gets paid automatically. On time, every time, month after month. You can review bills on your computer or smart device and set limits to avoid overdrafts. With Auto Bill Pay, worrying about utility bills is a thing of the past. Visit okc.gov today and sign up for Auto Bill Pay, the Simplomatic way to pay your utility bill.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. In this segment, Elizabeth Gray, the Executive Director of the Civic Center Foundation, is going to join us. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elizabeth was remembering she was here, but it's been 3 or 4 years since she's
couple,
been here.
yeah.
And so she's going to talk about an outstanding lineup of plays, some of them coming straight from Broadway that we're going to be able to discuss. And you're going to be able to see here. And the first one is The Lion King. That's coming up here shortly, isn't it?
It is. It is returning for 3 weeks in May. It was It was in Oklahoma City back in 2009. So it's coming back after about 8 years being away.
And as I remember, it was sold out.
Yes,
then, yeah.
it's a very hot commodity. So there's still a few tickets left,
Yeah.
but people need to act quick.
And is that something that kids enjoy?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's for adults and children. You know, the action of the show itself and the story is obviously based on a very famous Disney cartoon that kids really enjoy. But it's entertainment for parents and adults as well.
All right, and then there's the rest of the list. Are these all in 2017? The Little Mermaid.
Beautiful. Yes, we have Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Rent, the 20th anniversary is coming back out.
Now, I'm familiar with The Little Mermaid. Beautiful, I actually have seen. Rent, has that been here before?
It has been. It's
Okay.
been
I was gonna say, I thought I
several
saw it,
years.
but
It's been about 10 years.
Yeah, I was going to say. It seems like
So-
about 10 years ago
so
that I saw
they've-
Rent here.
They've come back out with the 20th anniversary tour, and so we picked that up for the 17-18 season.
Wonderful. Okay, The Color Purple.
The Color Purple, that is also a new production from the one that was here several years ago. And if anybody was watching TV of the Grammys, they noticed that it won Best Musical Theater Album this year. So it's also won the Tony Award for the Best Musical Revival.
School of Rock. Now, I remember the movie. I didn't
Yes.
know it was out as a play.
They did. They created a Broadway musical on it. It's on Broadway, and now it's touring the nation and coming to Oklahoma City.
And let's see what else we have here. Finding Neverland. What's that about?
It's a great musical. It is about the writer of Peter Pan that then kind of gets immersed in his own story. So it's really the background story of Peter Pan. You know, you don't really see the Lost Boys and all those adventures, but a few of those themes still play into this musical.
Gives us some insight into his inspiration for that and other works.
Exactly, and it is also, you know, really great entertainment for the family and for children.
The Book of Mormon.
It is coming back by popular demand. That's one of the...
'Cause it was just here, what, a year ago or so?
It's been about 3.
Okay.
So by the time it'll come back, it'll be about 3. And coincidentally, it's during the Arts Festival when there's hundreds of thousands of people on the doorstep of the Civic Center Music Hall that week. So we're really excited about that.
An American in Paris.
Yes, that is also kind of an older story, but a new Broadway musical.
'Cause I've seen the movie, but it's Van Heflin, Elizabeth Taylor, and
Yes.
Donna Reed,
Yes.
as I recall.
Yes.
That's a really old movie.
It's a brand new Broadway musical, and the dancing and the music in it is just captivating. So
And we're on the list for Hamilton. I know people will be excited about that.
we are. We will be the Oklahoma premiere of Hamilton during our 18-19 season. It'll be near the end of this season, so in 2019. But of course, all the hype, they want to announce it sooner rather than later. And so we're very proud to bring it to Oklahoma City, and it'll be here for 3 weeks.
You know, the Civic Center was originally built back in the 1930s and updated again in the 60s, and we did another round of renovations with the original MAPS projects. But you know, that's been a while.
Yes.
I'm really amazed at how well the building has held up throughout all those restorations.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful building. It was very well done during MAPS 1. But that's part of the Civic Center Foundation's mission, is to keep some of these revenues and profits from the activities of the building in the building, and to try to reinvest those into much needed capital improvements. A lot of people don't know that there are actually 4 other performance venues at the Civic Center Music Hall that were not renovated during MAPS 1 that are in need of some TLC. So
Right.
we hope to eventually be able to rehab those facilities as well.
And which part of the facility are you most interested in upgrading?
I would personally love to see the Freedy Little Theater renovated. It's very much vintage 1930s, but really just to update it, to keep the historic charm of it is what I would like to see happen.
And children's programs take place in there,
Absolutely.
don't they? Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a much smaller theater than the Thelma Gaylord, but it serves a really vital, important role for the smaller arts organizations in the city.
Actually, my granddaughter will be performing in there in June, and she's 4.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I'm sure it'll be an incredible performance.
Absolutely.
So, invite you and everyone else to come out
Absolutely.
and see Fern and her premiere at the
Yes.
Civic Center. How can people get season tickets and information about if they just want to go to all of these or buy a gift, for someone else who has children and wants to take advantage of this incredible lineup? What should they do?
Right. The best place to go is okcbroadway.com. It has the information on all the upcoming shows, information on how to get season tickets. We are telling people that is the best way to guarantee your tickets to Hamilton is to buy for this season rather than wait until next.
Well, we appreciate all the work that your board does, and
Thank
we
you very
appreciate
much.
you as the executive director. And every time I go to the Civic Center, it feels like I'm more proud than the previous trip. It's a beautiful facility, well worth the time. The acoustics are outstanding. And long term, I agree with you. I mean, we do need to put some more capital dollars in there. It was built, 80 years ago, almost 80 years ago originally. And so we've done some tremendous upgrades and updates through the years, but there's no doubt that the building could continue to use that capital investment, and it really is an investment in the arts and the quality of life in Oklahoma City. And Elizabeth looking after a lot of that. So thank you for your work.
Thank you very much.
The Lion King, The Little Mermaid, Beautiful, Rent, The Color Purple, School of Rock, Finding Neverland, The Book of Mormon, An American in Paris, and Hamilton, all coming to Oklahoma City over the next couple of years. So get down to the Civic Center box office and buy your tickets and give them away as gifts. Elizabeth's the best, and we'll be back with more after this.
Did you know that the arts make a significant impact on education, the economy, and our quality of life in Oklahoma? Providing more than 10,000 jobs statewide, filtering more than $314 million into our economy? Yes, the arts create all kinds of beautiful things. And making Oklahoma an even better place to live is the most beautiful thing of all. It doesn't take a big donation to make big things happen. Support Allied Arts today. A little give is all it takes.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. In this segment, we're going to visit with Michael Owens. He's the Executive Director of the Ralph Ellison Foundation. Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's always a pleasure to be on here.
Ralph Ellison, a 20th century novelist, and of course his most famous work, The Invisible Man. You know what I think's interesting to think about when you think about Ralph Ellison? So many authors aren't appreciated for a long, long time. It's like they're forgotten and then someone discovers how good they were. Ralph Ellison was appreciated almost immediately. I mean, when he wrote that book, people were stunned at just the quality of the work, the depth of the storyline, and the fact that he had just written it and it was like an instant bestseller. What about that book do you think gives it such staying power and made such an impact on 1950s America?
Well, I think some of the themes in the book, the central theme, of course, is invisibility, being seen, as Ellison said, that really there was nothing wrong with him, but through the eyes of those that looked at him, that he was invisible. But I think it deals with race and culture and identity and democracy, also, and giving voice to the voiceless. So I think there's just these themes that run through generations that we still embrace today.
And much of his inspiration must have come from a segregated Oklahoma City where he grew up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at some of his short stories, in addition to Invisible Man, they're very much set in Oklahoma. And I think that experience, of course, as we grew up, those experiences never leave us. And Mr. Ellison was able to tap into those experiences, I think, in a very, not just critical way, but poetic way, and to tell a narrative that speaks very deeply to the themes that we just mentioned.
It's probably complicated, but in reading some of the works and his talks after he wrote the book, I didn't ever sense he felt a grudge about Oklahoma City and the segregation that took place amongst he and his peers. He appreciated it because he was home. Is that your best guess?
Absolutely. I think Ellison from a very young age, decided to be a Renaissance man. It talks about in one of his biographies how he had his first library in his garage, and so he wanted to. He was a lover of reading, of knowledge, of music, and I think he always felt that those experiences would lead him to a better quality of who he was, right, and how he related to other people. So I'm sure, as wanting to be a Renaissance man and wanting to evolve, I think he appreciated what he came from and what he was able to achieve and arrive at. And I think later on, looking at his writings, I think he felt that that was a benefit for him, because now he could talk about it in a way that he could not if he did not have those experiences. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So he actually, he grew.
Absolutely.
He grew because of those experiences.
Absolutely.
Interesting that he started a library in his own garage.
Yes, I know.
And of course now there's a library named in his honor.
Yes.
23rd and MLK.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so I urge people to go by. There are a few artifacts there that salute the man that won so many book awards as an author. And coming up, March 1st is his birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and every year, thank you so much for doing the proclamation. Oklahoma City is Ralph Ellison Day. And it is a special time, because I think any time we can revisit this Oklahoman, this icon that is from here, I think it's not only beneficial for us locally, but nationally, because he's celebrated nationally through his works. And so we're just coming off the gala. We had his fourth, can you believe, his fourth annual gala now in his honor. Just a night full of music and readings and dance. We actually had UCO dancers there, as well as OU. At the gala, and we just got a grant from Oklahoma Humanities to write his Flying Home short stories into a curriculum that we launched.
Talk about that curriculum that you're launching.
Yeah. It like I say, it was a grant from Oklahoma Humanities to write a curriculum for high school for his Flying Home series. These short stories that are distinctly, a lot of them are distinctly from his experiences here growing up in Oklahoma, but beyond. And the curriculum is based upon building citizenship, relationships, challenging race stereotypes, giving students really I think, an atmosphere in which they can talk about these very difficult topics in a healthy way. So that's what the curriculum is based upon.
Do you suggest it'll be taught in a history setting or an American literature setting? What's the perfect setting for a child?
I think it's both of those. I think American Lit is great, but I also think history is where clearly it can be relevant as well. But we received we launched it at Douglas High School. Of course, he graduated from Douglas High School, so that's a very special connection there. But we're getting great feedback about the curriculum. And I think young people need to be assisted in this conversation, because even as adults we have difficulty having these conversations, and that's why we have our In the Light Bulb Room series that, and you'll find this, Mr. Mayor, as being very excited. We got another grant from Oklahoma Humanities to do 4 critical conversations in Oklahoma. And we've already done one here in Oklahoma City, but we're also going to Norman, we're going to Stillwater, to OSU, and then we're going down to the Tulsa Greenwood Center. And that's going to be exciting to take this conversation, really the conversation that we're trying to have in the classroom, but into other areas throughout Oklahoma that we can talk about in a very healthy way, the challenges that we face.
The works of Ralph Ellison, and if you've never been exposed to his work, I encourage you to go to one of our libraries and check out some incredible literature. And remember that he was born in Oklahoma City, graduated from Douglas High School, did spend most of his adult life in New York, but as Michael mentioned earlier, never forgot where he was from and was always very proud of Oklahoma City. New curriculum launched for the children and the students in our high schools, and so I know we all look forward to that and passing along these memories and relationships that Ellison taught us all so well. Michael, thanks for your work. You're doing a great job keeping
Thank
his
you.
memory alive.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the Mayor's Magazine. Glad you're with us. See you next month on another show.